Hello, beautiful mystical souls. I am Chloe the Elven Mage, aka Chloe Rose. I am here in my little desk office space with my beautiful best friend Pippin, who is just desperate for cuddles. As soon as I sat down to film this video, he just wanted to come for cuddles, so I thought, well, why not be here in this video with me? I feel so good, and yeah, I held a beautiful recorded session for a client today. It was a one-to-one witch activation session, and I don't normally do any psychic work on Fridays other than my live stream, but I really followed my heart to change it from yesterday. I was supposed to do it yesterday afternoon, but I just really was called to take the rest and place some time and some space between the work that I was doing. You know, there is so much going on collectively with collective awakening. There are solar flares going mad, ascension waves. You know, this is a time when really our priority should be on our own self-care, our rest and our healing, and really being present through all of that. So yeah, I honoured that, and I'm really glad that I did. Because first of all, I felt more rested today, and I woke up and I had time to sleep in, I had time to meditate, I had time to do my morning movements, and then begin the healing in my own time. So I wanted to first of all share that, just to let you know that it's okay to reschedule occasionally if it means, if your heart is telling you that you need to prioritize rest, and if you are, you know, rescheduling for, hello sweetie, I don't know if you can hear him purring, it's very loud, with the intention of putting your self-care and your rest first, you know, and I was only putting it off less than a day. And yeah, my Fridays I keep free for creativity and things like that. So yeah, it seemed like the right thing to do, and it ended up being a really amazing session. And something else I wanted to share. Well, first of all, just like, hello, this is my little sacred space where I don't often have Pippin here helping me film my videos, but this is his throne room and his kingdom as much as my office. Yeah, and I just wanted to share a little bit about, where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, okay, he's gone now. That it was just some interesting things that came through was that my sessions, I always have felt in the past like they have to be structured, or they have to be sort of laid out in a certain way, and this one-to-one witch activation just so happened that my guides were like, you know, you need to just do this a completely different way and just trust what comes through. And I really had this realization that, like, the work that we're doing, the quantum healing work, supporting awakening, facing our fears, really expanding our souls, all of this beautiful, juicy stuff, that doesn't belong in a system. It doesn't belong in a box. So I just kind of had this moment of really laughing at myself of like, yes, this doesn't have to be a very specific service, you know, it can be completely intuitively guided, totally unexpected, and the more that we can lean into that, expecting the unexpected and allowing ourselves to move out of the way so that our higher selves and our guides and whatever other beings we choose to invite in can actually step in and guide the session, the more powerful it can be. And that leads me on to a topic of conversation that I'm getting so many requests from friends and clients at the moment of, I want to bring my psychic abilities online, you know, I want my third eye to open, all of these things. Okay, number one, they already are, and it's almost that trust that is needed, and recognizing the thousands of lifetimes and layers worth of conditioning that have told us that it's not safe and that it's not okay, and it's not acceptable to be magical. So it's really waking up to that and being like, no, hang on a minute, my magic is already there. All I have to do is get to the bottom of the pile of old dirty laundry of trauma and shadows that are in the way, or that are stopping me from really just knowing that I am enough, you are enough, you have all the tools, you have everything that you need. That was the first thing. And then the second thing was that the session that I did today for the one-to-one witch activation, so normally it's a 90-minute container. I love doing recorded sessions because it just invites me to go way deeper. I do it face to face online as well, and normally what I do is just a quick chat, go over the client's requests, and then we go straight into a past or parallel or hidden witch wound life regression. We do the healing and whatever is necessary to take place, sometimes retrieving part of a soul, activating the superpowers, and then we come back and do a reading. And I was always very much like, okay, it has to go this way, and this requires my third eye to be very open and very active, and requires a lot of visualization. Interestingly, today, my guide said, okay, what you're going to do is connect to your client's guide. That's going to be number one. And then you're going to step out of the way and you're just going to do whatever that guide tells you to do. And so interestingly, it ended up being pretty much fully channeled session just through voice alone. So for this session, I wasn't seeing anything. I had previously had some visions and some insights. I tend to get premonitions when someone books me for a session. I'll get a premonition, like a pre-sight, which is almost like a Polaroid picture. But today, for the actual healing, it was through words and through guidance alone. And I was like, wow, this is really powerful. And it also reminded me that when our third eye is really active in the visual sense, it can be very, very draining on our consciousness. So I feel like today, because it was a very vocal channeling and really giving advice and steps for my client on how they can do the healing and how they can activate their superpowers. And we did also talk through a past life and talk through a healing. But yeah, it was not visual in any sense. And I'm actually so grateful for that, because I had that mental, spiritual and psychic rest. And my guides were like, you need to share that. You need to share that with people, because everyone idolizes the superpower of inner vision. But what you don't realize is that inner vision is also inner knowing. It's inner knowing of what is right and wrong, inner knowing of your moral compass. This is a very, very, very important part of inner vision. It doesn't have to be all of the colours and we can get lost in that. And that's why a lot of people, love psychedelics. And I'm someone, I absolutely love plant medicine. I haven't had any deep I've had one deep plant medicine ceremony in this whole past year since I went to Peru. It used to be a lot more for me, because it does open up that psychic vision. But it with all of these things, when we activate a superpower, it takes a toll, and it is draining. And I remember some of my most incredible mushroom journeys. The next day I would have this serious migraine, and it's just because it's the recovery state, so it's my guides really wanted me to share that with you. It's like, your superpowers, your gifts, your abilities, your extrasensory perception is already online. You just have to, first of all, choose to lean into it. Second of all, start believing in it. And third of all, stop chasing the visions. Stop chasing the visions, and leaning into that trust. Because last night as well, I was in my dream state. There's about 8 dreams that I had that I can remember, and I woke up and I was like, oh my goodness, I was so active in the dream state. It's a lot psychically, so we don't need to put that pressure on ourselves. And there is so much deep wisdom in the darkness and no thingness, no sightness, no seeingness. That's when this like deep, deep, deep internal voice of ancestral wisdom, of even deeper wisdom than that, cosmic wisdom, can come through. So I just wanted to share that with you, because my guides were really saying you should share this with people today. We should never be chasing. This is something else they wanted me to share, and this was a message that actually came through in my client session. Don't be chasing and putting pressure and expectation on the psychic gifts to come online. Instead, you should be focusing on coming out of your head and into your heart. And if you struggle with that, then it means you need to go down deeper into the root of the emotions and the mental imbalances. Once you've done that, keep coming back into the heart, because when you keep doing that, it's like this excavating up the dirt and the sludge and the grime until we can come centered into the heart, as above, so below, centered, right in the middle. When all we focus on is being centered in the heart and doing the necessary work it takes to get there, we will be radiating and living from love. Therefore, we will trust ourselves to make healthy and wholesome and soulful decisions for ourselves, and therefore we will feel in a safe space, and therefore our psychic gifts, we will all automatically become more aware of them. It's not that they're necessarily blocked or turned off or not online. I believe, and my guides have shared with me, that they are already there. It's just that we have to change our own belief system and our own frequency so that we match that state where they are all fully online. But I feel so good. I feel good for changing that session and following the guidance of my heart to change it, because it was very peaceful and paced slowly. I didn't feel like I was rushing it. I never want to feel like I'm rushing people. It was slow, there was breaths, and it was beautiful. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I also wanted to share that please, when you choose to work with someone, please see if you can leave your expectations behind and try as hard as it may be to not allow your ego or your desires to really control or navigate the session. The more that you can step back and step out of the way, the more that you will allow space for your heart to open, and therefore your space holder to connect with your heart, your North Star, and guide the session in a much more deep way, in my opinion. And also just being compassionate that every space holder is different. So if you like someone and you like something about them, you might like someone else for a completely different reason. You don't have to compare them. I feel like it's great to have a few people who you trust and who you love working with for different reasons. When you work with me, although I do bring probably a more soft, caring, feminine guidance to my sessions, I will not be afraid to bring some harsh, boundaried truths, and really push you to perhaps do some uncomfortable things, because I come from a very traditional Kundalini yoga background, which is like strict training and strict discipline, but then also I'm an certified embodied life coach. So I'm going to come with the life coaching. I'm going to ask you to dive deep into self-reflection and mirror yourself. I'm not here as an oracle to give you all the answers that you need, but what I can do is hold the space for you, or hold the mirror up for you to get you into that space where you can go into yourself and find those answers that you seek. So yes, I need to go now because I've got my live streams shortly, so I'm just going to clear the energy of this space where I hold most of my one-to-one sessions and hold my weekly, twice weekly Mystic Spirit Messages live streams. But yeah, if you would like to book a session with me, I have a few different options. You can find them at mystichearts.org. I do have some availability this month. I know that the ascension waves and the solar flares at the moment are insane, and for those of you who saw my full moon reading, which was right at the start of the month or right at the end of October, so it was for November, the whole of the message weaved for this month is all about deep healing. So if you are feeling anxious, exhausted, burned out, perhaps your soul is in need of some healing and some guidance. So I'm here for you. Anything that you need. I have some spaces available this month, so it would be absolutely incredible to work with you and to hold your hand and meet some of your guides. But yeah, sending you so much love from my heart to yours.